I'm sitting here with John Bartlett, who is the founder of Kelp Records, and it's been around for 16 years, so this is your 16th year celebration, correct?
It is.
So just let's back up a little bit and tell me about how Kelp started, because this is 16 years ago. You're in Fredericton, New Brunswick. You start this as a sort of a hobby to put your own music out?
Yeah, I was in university working on a psychology degree and filling up the margins of all my pages with lyrics and notes. And as soon as I started to learn how to play guitar, I started writing songs, and I've always been obsessed with music, but that was when I started to create it. Made these little handmade cassettes with handmade covers, and then just expanded from there. I guess it gave it a bit of legitimacy at the beginning, and Kelp was just a nod to my East Coast roots, so rather lame nod to dulse, the tasty, nutritious
lovely
seaweed.
Yeah. Do you want to maybe tell some of the viewers out there who don't know what a cassette is, what you're talking about? Or?
Oh yes, for you children. Well, cassettes are actually coming back into vogue a little bit, but you know, a cassette tape. Maybe your great uncle has a truck with a cassette deck that he still uses. But yeah, actually, some of the punk rockers and garage folks are still putting out cassettes with the download code inside.
I hear
so it's coming back into vogue, I guess, riding on the tails of the vinyl resurgence. So anyway, I still have loads of cassette tapes, mixtapes. I've saved too many of them, my wife would probably say, but it's fun. Something about, 60 minutes or 90 minutes making a mix. And,
do you have a little cassette Walkman?
I still do. I mean, I have an 8-track player. I have a little reel-to-reel. I have a couple albums on reel-to-reel as well. So yeah, you gotta have all formats, protect all formats. Every time I see 8-tracks at a garage sale, I get excited.
Founder of Kelp Records, dating himself. So you've done a lot then, 16 years. Now we're talking just a label. You started to put out your own music. You've put out 65 albums in 16 years. And you've got 12 people right now in your stable?
Yeah, I think there are
bands.
around 12 artists or bands that are, some of them more active than others, but it keeps me pretty busy.
How does that feel? How does it feel to have had this pet project just explode like this and it be so successful?
It's great. I mean, it's really since I moved to Ottawa that things steamrolled. I've been here 10 years now, and it's just blown away. I was living in Toronto at the time, so finished university, moved to the big city, and started working with Exclaim magazine. That was my big dream, get involved in music in Toronto. I always thought I would do that. And my girlfriend was here, was interested in Ottawa a little bit, but it took a while to fall in love with it. But it was really going to places like the Hi-Fi, coming and seeing bands on the weekend when I'd visit her. And yeah, there's something about Ottawa. I'd always thought of it as a place where you couldn't turn left, and I was very conservative. But yeah, once you get to know the underbelly a little bit of all the culture that's happening at the grassroots level, it's mind-blowing. There's so much great music and great art in general that's being made here. A lot of it, we don't get the spotlights of a Montreal or Toronto, but people create it all the same, and it's not as much of a competitive feel about it either. Artists from different disciplines come out to support each other, different music types. The punk rockers will come to a folk show and vice versa. So something special going on. We've got a small town feel, but a lot of great music is being made. I just wanted to help put a bit of a spotlight to that, pull the lights over from Toronto, Montreal a little bit, and get some of that afterglow.
Well, Ralph, who is one of your artists with The Acorn, he has been with you almost from the get-go since you've been here in Ottawa, and he would say that you single-handedly brought a spotlight into Ottawa and brought this kind of scene into a sort of laced together, quite tight city. How do you feel about that?
No, I mean, I'm just one person doing stuff. There's lots of music I don't even know about that exists in Ottawa, and a lot of it I've had the pleasure of discovering over the past couple of years. I mean, there's an amazing garage scene happening here. Going Gaga is a record label, Bruised Tongue. They're putting out all these cassettes, vinyl releases, doing these shows every Thursday, these rock and roll pizza parties, and there's like 20, 25 bands that they have under their umbrella, and they're just, people making music. A lot of it is getting out and getting out beyond the world. Like I said, White Wires played South by Southwest this year, and then you go look it up online. I mean, the reviews were amazing for their shows. So it's great to see, you know, that kind of thing, the music getting out there a little more.
Humble. You're humble
Oh, well.
too.